So I was just starting to clean up, and then I realized this is all one gasket. See if I can, yeah, this is all one gigantic gasket. So the front cover has a one-piece gasket. Looks like it's got rubber O-rings around all of the little coolant channels and stuff like that, which is good. I hate using Permatex gasket kind of crap. This just makes life easier when you got a one-piece gasket that just fits in there. There we go. Front cover gasket for a 4.7 Dodge Dakota. 2001 anyway. Alright, I got all the coolant cleaned up, and I've just noticed there's a handful of these sensors all over it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off all of these sensors so that they don't get damaged. If I don't damage them taking them off whenever I'm fiddling around with the motor, because I could potentially have to use those. The idea here is a budget rebuild. Found a ground bolt that I forgot to take off. Down here, there's two metal blocks. So this is a ground bolt. I'm putting that in the ground bolt box. Oil pressure sensor above the oil filter housing is a 1 1/16 inch, and you have to unthread it with a wrench. Even my deep barrel sockets won't go down over the sensor, which is probably oil pressure sensor. Threads down right in there. Camshaft position sensor. It's located right here. There's a little tiny 10mm bolt. Camshaft position sensor, 10mm bolt. Sensor wire, sensor box. Crankshaft position sensor has a 12mm bolt holding it in place. Correction, 13mm, 14mm. Yeah, 13mm. Camshaft position sensor, took a little persuasion. Could probably use new gaskets. Going inside the sensor box with its bolt. Pretty sure these are only going to go on there one way. This is the passenger side motor mount bracket. This is the driver side motor mount bracket. 15mm bolts, 6 identical bolts. Alright, now we're to the driver side valve cover. Driver side intake manifold, or exhaust manifold, came off super easy, just like the other one. Same exact pattern. Valve cover is going to be a little tricky because I know the bolts are all different sizes. It looks like they're wanting to stay in the valve cover. Yeah, they're staying in the valve cover. That's good. I'll make it easier whenever I'm reassembling for sure. Yeah, they're all wanting to stay inside the valve cover where they came out, so that's good. So nothing to report here. 4 8mm bolts that hold the oil filler in there. The lower left hand, the lower left hand bolt is this bolt. There is a gasket, but it's embedded in the oil filler. Okay, so this looks like it comes off, but it doesn't. I can't get this thing off until I get these chains off. And this gear down here is free floating. Well, this one right here has a key that lines up. These bolts were extremely tight. I had to get my air impact on there to get those loose. So now I'm going to pry these off. That should give these chains room to fall down in there, and everything should come off all in one piece. We'll see. Really don't want to pry on that reluctor wheel. Okay, there we go. Came off fairly easy. All right, so they're marked right and left. Oh, they're both marked identically. Okay, so now I'm going to need to make a mark on these. So this one is the passenger side, so I'm going to put a P on here. I'm just going to scratch a little P. Oh, I guess it's pretty obvious because the passenger side has the reluctor wheel on it. The driver's side doesn't. And yeah, that's fine. The what do you call it? Just flopped down in there. Yeah, that's what it is. All of this is all one piece. Wow, that's going to be a pain to put together. Okay, so now I've got to take this guy out. This guy out so that you can actually, yeah, good grief, so that the chain will fall down in there enough where I can get everything to slide off. Yeah, good grief, what a mess. Okay, here we go. So got the whole motor broke down now. Well, just about. Got the heads off. I didn't film any of that because there's nothing special there. All the head bolts are the same size. I'll go in the same place. Got everything cataloged the way I need to. Went and bought me a cheap valve spring compressor. We'll see how well that works. Might have to get a better one. What I'm impressed about with this motor is that it's actually in really good shape, and if you can see that, the cross hashes are still in the cylinder walls. Mind you, this motor's got 160,000 miles on it. So I'm kind of impressed. All that debris is just from me pulling the heads off. You can see that there's kind of dirt and grime. I'm going to be cleaning the motor up, clean the whole block, and I'm going to spray paint it to help keep it from rusting. The block in my truck right now has actually got some pretty bad rust spots on it, so I don't want that to happen to this one after putting all this work into it. But so right now I'm going to flip it over and take the oil pan off. It's worth noting that the oil pan on these, the oil pan gasket is bolted to the pickup tube. So you have to separate the oil pan from the gasket. Take that off. Take the pickup tube out. Then you can take the oil pump out. And then you can take the gasket off. So that's what I'm going to work on next.